Fighter is a masterpiece. Wait, wrong Fighter. Let's start again. In many scenes, you'll find that the collar of Hrithik Roshan's uniform is up, while for others it is proper and collared down. This signifies squadron leader Shamsher Pathania's rebellious nature and confidence. The only time his collar is down is when he is reprimanded for his actions on the field and is forced into a teaching job at the Hyderabad Air Force Academy. He has to fall in line, play according to the rules, and is confined to the law. Such hidden symbolism goes a long way in making a movie rewatchable. I really wish this was the case. I wish Siddharth Anand was the genius filmmaker I want him to be, but Fighter is not a work of a genius. Siddharth Anand has been a path-breaking filmmaker in many ways. Starting with his directorial debut, Salam Namaste, he showcased his ability to tackle taboo topics of live-in relationships and premarital pregnancies. With Bang Bang, he used a Formula 1 car in the movie. War was the first Bollywood movie to be shot in the Arctic Circle. Pathaan had a jetpack dogfight. Damn! And what does he do in the first ever movie he produces? He makes Fighter, India's first aerial action movie.
Hello. No speak Hindi. This is a Russian passenger plane Aeroflot 3 at going from Delhi to Moscow.
How's that even funny?
See what I did there? I baited you. I threatened you with a good time. The music, the action, I showed you some really cool stuff. But this, the context, the characters surrounding the good stuff is either cringe or simply forgettable. This is how Siddharth Anand operates, at least in the action genre, which makes him one of the most frustrating movie directors in Bollywood. I like Siddharth Anand, even when he makes statements like these.
There is a huge percentage of our country, I would say 90%, who've not flown in planes, who've not been to an airport. So how do you expect them to know what's happening in the air?
Oh yes, all of us have had the privilege to sit and operate a giant robot. That's why we enjoyed Pacific Rim. Not everyone may like him, but if there's one positive about Anand we can all agree on is that the man loves breaking the mold. He isn't afraid of pushing boundaries, which is a trait exceedingly rare, especially among mainstream Bollywood directors. The CGI in his movie isn't perfect, but when you see a director showcase his vision with such heart, trying to create something different to set a trend, you can't help but be appreciative. The dogfights aren't half bad. The payoff to Shammi's entrancing please is so good.
Please.
Anand is great at directing emotional scenes. Watching Fighter, I couldn't help but tear up in many scenes, coupled with the superb acting performances from Hrithik Roshan and Anil Kapoor. I'm not just talking about the cathartic screaming which many misconstrue as good acting. I'm talking about acting with your eyes. Hrithik is so expressive without saying a single word. Even Anil Kapoor with this disdainful side eye screaming, "This is all your fault." I wish this movie was better. It's not bad. It's better than Pathaan, which is not saying much, but it's just not good enough. The camaraderie in Fighter feels forced, almost fake. We never really learn more about Taj, Bash, Unni, Sukhi, their motivations, their ambitions. I wish the villains were more than just caricatures who act so cartoonishly evil that it will make you laugh.
उसके जिस्म के टुकड़े करते वक्त भी उसे जिंदा छोड़ा था मैंने। मेरे मन को भाया, मैं कुत्ता काट के खाया।
Like many directors, Siddharth Anand commits the crime of underestimating his audience.
स्मार्ट मूव बाय रॉकी। पैटी को चॉपर से दूर ले गया है। रॉकी बहुत पास है चॉपर्स के। देखते हैं ताज चॉपर्स को कैसे बचाएगा।
मिशन ऑपरेशन बंदर हम ग्वालियर एयरबेस से लॉन्च करेंगे। गुड। दुश्मन कभी सोच भी नहीं पाएगा कि हम इतनी दूर से अटैक लॉन्च करेंगे।
So I like that. Instead of raising a question and giving the answer.
Right.
I want you to forget the question that you had and then give you the answer and then you connect the dots.
आज फिर तुम्हारी गलती की वजह से the chopper pilots are dead.
Oh wow, so these two have a past, huh? I wonder what happened.
आज फिर तुम्हारी गलती की वजह से the chopper pilots are dead. I'm Group Captain Rakesh Jaisingh.
I want you to forget the question that you had and then give you the answer and then you connect the dots.
किसी ने इसके सर पे लोहे के रॉड से मारा था। अब ये कुछ भी याद नहीं रख पाता है। इस बीमारी को हम कहते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी लॉस। ये कुछ मानो सिर्फ 15 मिनट के लिए ही सारी बातें याद रख सकता है, उसके बाद सब भूल जाता है।
Deepika's story revolving around her estranged parents is not only cliched as hell but also drags down the plot. The product placements can get somewhat distracting. There is serious tonal whiplash caused by some really choppy editing and poor dialogue. Wow. That is intense, यार. अब क्या होगा? What? ये क्या है? PowerPoint presentation है क्या? This is an emotional scene. He's proud of his daughter now. He no longer believes that a daughter is a responsibility who needs to be married off. Good, not bad.
But honey, हम सिर्फ दोस्त हैं ना? पापा, नहीं वो बहुत अच्छा लड़का है.
क्योंकि अब ना हम कब्र भूलेंगे, ना जनाजा भूलेंगे.
माँ कसम. अब क्या होगा? This is ominous, यार. Something bad is going to happen, isn't it?
जंग होगी.
What? Literally 10 minutes ago, we had this scene, a funeral for the 70 soldiers fallen during Pulwama. Do these two scenes look like the same movie to you, let alone being 10 minutes apart? But what really takes the cake and also perfectly encapsulates the glaring flaw in Anand's direction is when Suki is being kicked into oblivion by Azhar. Patty appears dramatically and encourages Suki to say Jai Hind. And what is Azhar doing in the meanwhile? Nothing. No, seriously, he's just standing there for 18 whole seconds waiting for this heroic moment to be fully realized. Also, I forgot to mention, before he entered the battle, Patty was parachuting his way down from an enthralling action set piece. Does this look like the face of a man who has parachuted thousands of feet down amidst windy weather? Not a single strand of hair is out of place. Style over substance. This is the sword Siddharth Anand lives by, and this is the sword he'll always fall on. Let's talk about character growth. Arey yaar, an action movie doesn't need character development. Look at The Raid. Look at John Wick. Please tell me the name of the villain in The Raid. Tell me any single character's name in John Wick franchise who isn't John Wick. What's this guy's name? Bola. Allow me to respond. Although being dubbed as an aerial action movie, there isn't much action in Fighter, at least in the first hour. By the time we reach the 56th minute of the movie, there has been only one action scene, which is the training exercise. In fact, in the entire movie, there are more parties than dogfights. Dinner party, pizza party, lunch party, daru party, farewell party, graduation party, Bharatiya Janata. I don't mind the lack of action scenes, but I do care about what happens between them. As mentioned previously, the side characters don't have much to do. Taj is the damsel in distress and the comic relief. Suki is also the comic relief. Bash is the token good Muslim. And Unni is, well, just present. But what happens with the characters we do focus on? Anil Kapoor probably shows the most growth, which isn't saying much. Andho mein Kana Raja type situation. At first, he likes to play according to the rules.
Sir, protocols छोड़ो. वो कुछ follow नहीं करते तो हम क्यों करें? हमने उनमें फर्क है.
But after how Bashir was tortured and killed by Pakistan, he becomes disillusioned, shackled by the very rules he used to follow and the diplomacy he believed in.
ये इनकी डिप्लोमेसी, ये इनकी एथिक्स.
And towards the end, he completes his transition.
कभी सोचा नहीं था कि मैं ऐसा कहूंगा, लेकिन रूल से ज्यादा जरूरी जीत है सर.
Now I am not going to judge whether a morally upstanding commanding officer turning to insubordination is a good character arc or not, but at least we see some change in Rocky. Deepika's character doesn't really grow throughout the whole movie. Yes, there is the reconciliation with her parents, but the impetus to it was mainly provided by Patty's speech. We don't see any change in Minnie herself. Overall, her character just comes off as bland. A cliched backstory with a run-of-the-mill resolution. Deepika deserved better. Coming to Patty, now this is fun. You have all the pieces set. You have the classic trope of an unabashed, arrogant,
Confident.
confident individualist who likes to do things alone and doesn't trust his team.
Remember, जो अकेला खेलता है टीम के खिलाफ खेलता है.
तू इस टीम की ताकत है, लेकिन तुझे इस टीम को भी अपनी ताकत समझना होगा यार.
After a certain point into the movie, he has to face a major setback.
हम लोग चेस में थे सर. Chasing what? Individual glory.
He realizes that his attitude and methods are wrong.
मैं टूटा हुआ मिनी. जो लोग मुझसे प्यार करते हैं, मैं उन्हें चोट पहुंचाता.
He goes through a period of deep contemplation, he changes his mindset, and in the final battle against the big evil, he lets go of the lone wolf persona and finally decides to trust his team, bringing his arc to a satisfying resolution. Except, this doesn't happen. We reach the stage of contemplation, but never the resolution we are building towards. We see Patty disobeying orders, trying to go off alone into a dangerous mission. He can't go alone because he needs a Wizzo, so Anil Kapoor joins him. During the climactic dogfight, he pulls off a high-risk plan while keeping Rocky completely in the dark.
सर अपनी कुर्सी की पेटी खोल दीजिए.
Yeah, cool line but monumentally stupid. You destroyed a 500 crore fighter jet and didn't communicate your strategy with your commanding officer. This was the same reckless behavior that got you transferred in the first place. By the time we reach the end of the movie, we have no scenes of Patty working with or trusting his team. He takes down Azhar alone. Yes, Minnie helps in his escape, but that is just not enough. Patty's arc is never resolved. What Anand needs to realize that although impressive, we don't need to see a Formula car whiz around or a car chase through the Arctic or a jetpack dogfight or a pilot destroying $60 million worth of military hardware to look cool. What we need, and perhaps him too, is good writing. We need to see Patty put his ego aside. We need to see him work with and trust his team. We need to see that recklessness tempered. We need to see that collar lowered at the end of the story. But it won't be the case because it might hamper Hrithik's look. After all, Siddharth Anand is all about style, but no substance. But you should really watch this fighter, okay? Yeah, full to masterpiece, Markasam.